Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a demo and a review of a brand new brand and some of their new products, and the brand is called Uoma Beauty. I've got their Say What foundation and their Stay Woke concealer. Now this is, like I said, it's a very new brand. It's a brand which is quite impressive due to the reasons why they decided to start up as a company. I'm just going to read to you a few things which they've said on their website, which is also replicated on their packaging. It says, at Uoma, we are an empowered tribe. Our race is human, our people are free, our language is colour. All welcome to our beautiful tribe. And the brand was started by a lady called Sharon Shooter. She is Nigerian born, but she's based in LA and in London, which explains why her brand is sold at Selfridges, which is a luxury upmarket department store in the UK, as well as Beauty Bay and Cult Beauty, which are online skincare and makeup websites. And I just want to read a quote from her directly, because when I read it, I was like, wow, you know, it's amazing. I really wanted to share it with you guys because what she says is completely true. Now, I quote, "I can never understand why we live in an age of prescriptive beauty, a monolithic existence where individuality and uniqueness has been left by the wayside, and instead a singular idea of what beauty should look like is the status quo. The world is beautiful because we are all different and colourful in our own unique way, and this is why Uoma Beauty exists, to celebrate uniqueness, to bring people from all ethnicities, gender, sexual orientation, sizes and of all ages together in a colourful celebration and coexistence." What a beautiful quote. Now the makeup range itself has got quite a few different things. They weren't one of those brands that launched with one thing, thankfully. They have foundations, concealers, eyeshadow palettes, lipsticks and various other things, but the only two things that I've tried at this point is the foundation and the concealer, which I bought recently from Beauty Bay. Now the foundation costs $29.50 and it's 30ml, and the concealer costs £21 and it is 5ml. So both kind of standard amounts of foundation and concealer, but obviously on the more slightly pricier end. I mean, £29.50 is kind of standard for a lot of foundations like MAC, for example. £21 is a little bit pricey for a concealer, considering this is £29, this is 21. There's only a few pounds difference. This is 5ml and this is 30ml. Now there's loads of random things written all over the box. It says 99% found a perfect shade match. This was panel tested on 203 women. 95% said it's second skin or lightweight. Dermatologically tested, paraben free, D3, D4 and D5 free. I don't know what that means. Talc free, cruelty free and vegan. Medium coverage, use sparsely. For full coverage, use generously. For extreme coverage, apply multiple layers. So it is a medium to buildable full coverage foundation. I personally use it as a more full coverage one. Altogether, it comes in 51 shades, which is absolutely amazing. So that's why there should be technically a shade for everyone. And it says on the back of the box, say what? Say bye-bye to one size fits all formulations, and how you doing to this weightless, long-lasting, adjustable coverage, hydrating foundation, formulated specifically for you, enriched with biomimicry pigments, designed to think like your skin, and intelligent colour to instantly perfect the skin with a vibrant matte finish. It says on the front, weightless, soft matte hydrating foundation with Rosa hybrid flower extract, specifically formulated for olive skin. That would be because the shade that I have is in Honey Honey T2W. And this is what it looks like itself. It comes in a glass bottle with a plastic lid, and then it's got a pump on the top. Really nice and easy to use. I don't overextend the amount that I push out of here. I can do little by little by little, depending on how much I want to apply. Now altogether it comes in 6 different types of shade ranges, and then within that shade range you should be able to find your specific undertone. Now I come within the shade range Honey Honey, and T2W means that the W means that it's warm, and I have obviously got warm undertones. And then they have C for cool and then N for neutral. The fairest is White Pearl range, followed by Fair Lady, followed by Honey Honey, which is where I sit, followed by Bronze Venus, followed by Brown Sugar, and then lastly Black Pearl. So I obviously, as always, I sit right smack bang in the middle. Now personally, I really wanted to like this foundation. Obviously you can see where I'm going with this already. I've got my notes here ready and written, And what I've said is that it's a beautiful natural matte finish and looks absolutely flawless. When you first apply it to your skin, it looks flawless, it looks amazing, it looks naturally matte, it doesn't look overly matte to the point where your skin just looks fake. It's easy to blend, seamless finish, doesn't accentuate texture, fine lines or pores, and great for photography. But it is not for all skin types. Now, I have got normal to combination skin, which means that my T-zone tends to get oily before the rest of my face does. Now, unfortunately, the problem with this is that I started to look shiny very, very quickly by the time it got to about hour 5 or 6, which is nothing. So in terms of whether or not this is a long wearing foundation, I would definitely say no. It is very transferable as well. I started to look oily, I started to look awful. My T-zone started to shine very, very, very quickly. And the biggest letdown, unfortunately, is the fact that it just goes shiny on me too quickly. By the time it got to hour 12, I looked like a greasy, oily mess. That generally does not tend to happen to me, especially with other naturally matte kind of foundations. See, they've written that it's long lasting. I would definitely say that it's not. Vibrant, matte yet hydrating formula. So unfortunately, on that basis, I'm probably going to give this about a 6 out of 10. I really wanted to love it. I love the way that it looks. When you see me apply it to my face, you're going to say, wow, it looks great. It looks flawless. It covers all blemishes. It is medium to full to buildable, as much coverage as you want, like they've said. But unfortunately, the more you apply, the more likely you are to get greasier sooner because you've got more of the product on your face. Now, I've already got a primer on my face. I've got my Embryolisse moisturizer on, which doubles up as a primer as well. And now I am going to apply this to my face. I'm going to be using my buffing brush by Real Techniques, and I'm going to apply this to my face just so that you can see what it looks like. This is a perfect match for my skin. I would say that pretty much all of my tan has gone from the summer, mostly because I suppose I use SPF 50 as well as the fact that I use exfoliants on my face as well. So people who use exfoliants on their face, their tan tends to fade a lot more quickly. So as I always do, I'm going to put about a generous sort of kind of blob on here. It's got a really nice scent to it. Don't know what it is, but it's like, it smells like skincare. Okay, so here is one side of my face with one layer applied to my skin. So let's call this their level of medium coverage. As you can see, it applies really nicely. It's covered the redness I've got on my chin. I'm going through a phase at the moment, you guys. I don't know what it is. Every year I get older, I seem to have some sort of new ailment. And it appears that on the side of my nose, which is now covered, and on my chin where you can see redness, I've got some sort of mild rosacea. Isn't that great? So to add to my eczema, my rhinitis, my blepharitis, dermatitis, I've now got something else. So at the moment, I have been trying to cover this redness as much as possible while I'm using various different types of creams and things to try and get rid of it. But this foundation really does cover it beautifully to the point where you can't see any redness on the side of my face. I have got textured skin. I've got redness, as you can see on my cheeks. I am a little bit hot, so I tend to get a bit flushed. I've got pigmentation as well. And I've got largish pores as well. And this blurs everything really, really nicely when you first initially apply it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly just cover off the rest of my face. Just wanted you guys to see what it looks like with one side of my face done, just so that you can see the level of coverage that it gives. So even though they say that it starts off as medium, I would still say that even this is medium to full coverage regardless. It's got a really, really, really good pigmentation to it. Because of those mimicky thingy, whatever they've called, I suppose, pigments. But it blends into my natural skin tone beautifully as well. So in terms of the colour, it's absolutely perfect. It applies really nicely to the skin, so cleanly and evenly. You don't need to apply too much. A little bit goes a really long way. So now you can see this is with my entire face covered. You can still very clearly see my beauty spot right there. So that should give you an idea of how it works in terms of coverage. Now what I'll do is what I always do is apply a little bit more to my problem areas. Just push it into the skin to cover up any extra areas which may need a little bit of extra coverage, which will again be the one side of my nose. I suppose I should be grateful it's not the side of my nose where I wear my nose stud, because can you imagine rosacea as well as a lump that is my nose stud? Because with rosacea you also get some sort of pustules on your nose. Like I've got a little spot there. What? Can someone help me please, by the way? I'm very new to this. What do you guys use? Something that I don't have to go to the doctors for, hopefully. And then a little bit more to this side, just to build it up a little bit more. And I'm not sure if you can tell, obviously it hasn't been set, but can you see that I don't look matte? Yeah, I don't look matte. I've got a nice sheen to my skin. Not that it's a problematic sheen or anything like that, but I'm just trying to explain to you guys that when they say that it's naturally matte, okay, fine. It should be naturally matte without me having to apply my setting powder, which I will do afterwards, because that will definitely mattify it. So there we have it. The face is done. All the foundation is done. And like I said, I stand by my 6 out of 10. Unfortunately, that's what I give it. I don't think it's great. Now let's move on to the Stay Woke Concealer. Don't laugh at me, you guys. I've got two. Why does she have two? One is perfect for me and the other one is the complete opposite. I accidentally pressed the wrong button when ordering it online, and I accidentally ordered Fair Lady T2 when I was meant to order Honey Honey T3. So lo and behold, when it came in the post, I was like, that's white. What's wrong with you, Charlene? Why? So I went to Selfridges. I happened to be in Selfridges where they sell it, and I was able to colour match myself to Honey Honey T3. I was meant to have Honey Honey to begin with anyway, but anyway, so I'm just going to quickly show this to you guys anyway, just for comparison's sake, if you want to know what one looks like compared to the other one. One is clearly pale and one is clearly brown. So wasted £21 there, but what are you going to do, people? So this is what it looks like. Just in a standard tube, and then it's got a nice looking doe foot applicator, which has got these strange little ridges in there. Not sure what those are there for. It doesn't really make any difference whether it was ridged or not, but it's just a standard doe foot applicator with a large enough nib, making it easier to apply to your face. And just for the hell of it, because I have it, here are the two shades comparison. One you can see is very perfect for me, and the other one you can see is very imperfect for me. Oh well. So altogether the concealer comes in 17 shades, again running in the same shade undertone range as this one does. The Honey Honey, I think there was T1, T2 and T3, so I was the deepest shade. I did swatch all three of them because I was able to, because I was in store, and found that this one was the perfect match for me. Just says that this is for olive skin. That's as far as the description goes. So what they say on the box is stay woke. Discoloration, dark circles, late nights, early mornings. Meet your all-day solution to a flawless complexion. This weightless, full coverage satin radiance concealer goes on seamlessly to instantly conceal imperfections. It says it's got a creamy, smooth texture, full coverage, a thin skin-like finish, long-lasting, formulated without parabens, fragrance-free, vegan, cruelty-free, etc. Now, as much as I disliked this, getting abused by the foundation bottle, I absolutely love this concealer. This is now a holy grail concealer. It's perfect. I cannot fault it one bit. I've worn it so many times. I'm still waiting for the opportunity that at least one crease shows up, at least by hour 29, if there is an hour 29. Literally no creases showed up all day long. Perfectly described the way that they have described it. It is full coverage, it's lightweight, satin finish under the eyes, goes on seamlessly, conceals dark circles, imperfections, everything. This is everything that this is not. I cannot believe that I hate the foundation, so I don't hate it, but I dislike it. But I love the concealer. The concealer is absolutely amazing. It's creamy, it's easy to apply, it's easy to blend, it's absolutely perfect. I love it. I will definitely repurchase this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this to my under eye area where I've got darkish circles, apply it to the high points of my face, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it with the Anastasia Beverly Hills loose setting powder in the shade Banana. Bear in mind, this is a little bit light for me, I'm just letting you know now, but I spent so much money on it that I need to use it up. Plus I actually really like this powder, I just don't like the colour, and the next shade down is too dark for me, so I'm kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place until I finish it off. Then I am going to set my entire face using my Nabla Cosmetics smoothing pressed powder, the close-up one in the shade medium, to finish it all off. But I just want you guys to see what it looks like with a complete Uoma base. I'm going to blend it out with a Real Techniques beauty sponge. That's that done. And yes, I have gone over my eyeliner. Generally, I tend to do my makeup in a completely different order other than when I'm on my YouTube channel. So normally I would not have gone over my eyeliner because I do my eyeliner after my base makeup, or my eye makeup anyway. So now you can see it is completely lovely and soft and smooth. As with any concealer, I would always recommend setting it under the eyes to stop any creasing. This don't crease, but you do have to set it, with all honesty. But once you've set it, it does not crease. It stays all day looking fresh like I just applied it 10 minutes ago. It's amazing. So I'm going to set my face now just to finish this off. So I'm going to be using my Nabla setting powder like I always have done until it's finished, and I can finally use my new Charlotte Tilbury one, which is just sitting there looking at me with a sad face. That's it. Face is done now. Base makeup is done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back and finish off the review. Okay, I am back. The rest of my makeup is complete. I am using the Too Faced Melted Matte Gingerbread Man liquid lipstick because I'm wearing the new extra spicy eyeshadow palette on my eyes today, so I wanted to go for a Too Faced-y kind of thing. Anyway, so now you can see that it's all settled on my face. It all looks lovely. It looks naturally matte as it should do, but obviously I did set it with this powder. For now, it looks amazing. For the next few hours, it will look great. But then when the natural oils start to fight to get out, they will succeed. There is an ongoing battle happening on my face right now when it comes to this foundation. And at the moment, the powder is winning at keeping all the oils at bay. And also because of the fact that the foundation is obviously still fresh on my face. It's only been on my face for about half an hour or so. So at the moment, it all looks great. So in terms of, let's say if you're a photographer, you want to do, I do have to say that I do get a little bit of flashback with this foundation, which I did just test out just now. I was like, okay, look a little bit white. So that's something to bear in mind, that in terms of flash photography, it doesn't quite work so well. But if you only need to wear a foundation for a short amount of time, it'll be fine. If you've got oily skin, I would definitely stay away from this. If you've got dry skin, you can maybe consider it. It doesn't tend to cling to any dry patches. I've still got a little bit, is that a spot or eczema? I can't tell. But then I've got the rosacea happening on my nose, and from what I can see, it's covered it quite well. And in terms of the dryness, it doesn't really cling to it as such, but it's still a little bit difficult. If you've got dry skin, and when I say dry skin, I don't mean like dry patches. I mean your skin's dry naturally. You should hopefully get a lot more wear out of this than somebody who's got oily skin, for example. But then the concealer, on the other hand, just looks great. I can't fault it at all. It's absolutely amazing. You will love it if you get your hands on it. It comes in so many different shades and it will just look great. A little bit goes a really long way. So despite the fact that it's got a high price point, because a little bit goes a long way, it will still last you for a significant period of time. So that's it for my review of the Uoma foundation and concealer. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.